Hello everyone! My wave failed. Hello! I hope you're having a lovely day today. We are not doing anything in particular today. I'm just here to talk to you about anything you want. That's why we put, what does it say? Let's have a nice chat about life. That's what it's called, and that is where we are. We are in the Italy map that you might remember from before. It's very pretty, and I'm next to this lovely tree. I thought it'd be nice. I don't have my full body tracking on today because I am tired for some reason, so I thought I'd just sit down. But yes, well, stand still. Obviously, I'm not sat down, am I? I'm stood still. It's fine. Oh my goodness. But I hope you're having a lovely day. I will say hello to everyone, and I've got some ideas of some of the things we could talk about. But I think a lot of what we talk about depends on you guys, about whatever you want to say. So hello to Nimby the Deadly Nada. I'm just going to check. Yep, I don't panic to have my audio weird there. Hello to Nimby the Deadly Nada, Nix, Techmaniac, Senora Reva Fajita, Lonk from California, Thomas Smith, Foxwood Prime, Arkham Kratos, Solo the Slayer, Mado Voidborn, and I think that's everyone. Yes, Vieus audio is good. That's good to hear. I don't have any music, which I've just thought about, and I might get some at some point. But this way, you can put on anything you like in the background. Any special content for the 30th of September? What's special about the 30th of September? I don't know what that would be. When is the UK map? I know, right? When are they going to make a UK map? I would love to have a UK map. That would be wonderful. I wish they had some quaint little British village map that we could go sit in. There is the map which I used the other day to play the harp, which I'm going to be using for all my harp streams probably for a while at least. I will be using it tomorrow / day after. I'm not sure which day, it depends. I'm doing a lot of stuff tomorrow. I'd like to play the harp on stream tomorrow, but it might be on Sunday again. I don't know, but I'm excited. And yeah, that map kind of looks like an English country garden, but it's not a city. This is a whole city. Italy gets this whole place. It's cool. Oh my goodness. It's always funny when Vieus says my full name. I know, I do it sometimes. Break the chain and change things up, make you on your toes. I'm going to have a quick drink. You just noticed the pattern on my dress? Yeah, I have, I made them all. I've got these lovely patterns. I don't want to zoom in weirdly, but, you know, you can see my mouse. I've got the trees, I've got the campfire, I've got the tent, and I've got the mountains. And if we go to the bottom of my skirt, it's there as well. It's the pattern that I made. I think it's pretty. Anyway, oh, that was too much of a zoom in. No, 30th of September is definitely someone's birthday. Is it your birthday? If it is Thomas Smith, then I could try to be live. I don't know. It depends what I'm doing. I think I might be going somewhere on the 30th, actually. I'm not sure. I think it's possible I might be. Anyway. Vieus style. Thank you, Techmaniac. Hello. I don't think I said hello to you because I think that's your first message today. Welcome. So, yes, even funnier when people find out your name isn't a lie. Your name is actually Lonk. I've never heard that name before. Okay. But some people do have unique names. I do know people like that. So that's understandable. Would you first week of October be fine? Okay, well, yeah, well, I'm sure I'll definitely be streaming at some point around that date. I don't know if it'll be the exact date, but I can, you can let me know and I can be like, happy birthday. I always do that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you said hello to me. Oh, okay. I don't know. Did I? Oh yeah, you were the third message. You were all the way up there. Okay, well, you get a double hello. Isn't that nice? Oh, you meant the Cali bit, not the long bit. Oh, okay. Yeah, I never thought that the from California bit would be a lie. It just seems like a bit of a weird thing to put in your name. You're like, actually, no, I'm from Germany, but I put from California. To be fair, I have actually seen... There are places around the world with the same name as somewhere else, so it's technically possible. There's a place called California in lots of places. I've seen roads with that name before. So, yeah, it could happen. Hi, Casey Batman. Hope you're having a good day today. You just rode your bike. Your trike? You have a trike? Is that like a tricycle? It's just a shortened version of it? Interesting. I don't think I've had one of those since I was a toddler, actually. I didn't know they made those for adults. That's actually quite cool. It sounds a lot safer. You're less likely to topple over, perhaps. But maybe it's harder to turn corners? I don't know. I don't know what the advantage and disadvantage is. Vieus from Birmingham. I'm not from Birmingham. I don't have a Birmingham accent. It's quite obvious if you're British. Got to remember to wake up Green Day on the 30th of September? I don't know anything about that, to be honest. I know barely anything about that band. Yes, they're a band, aren't they? 30th September, special day for you. The one day before you undergo a related dental operation. Nothing. Not going to say more than that. Well, good luck. I hope that goes smoothly and that you don't have further complications. That would be very bad. Oh my goodness. Think Green Day the 30th. I don't know any of their songs. I mean, I probably do. I just don't know what they are off the top of my head. I find it's quite common though, because you think there are so many songs out there, and I have no idea who sings them, even some really famous songs. But I will have, if you play it, I'll be like, oh yeah, I've heard that before. Because of the song Wake Me Up When September Ends. Oh, okay. I don't know what that song sounds like. I'll have to listen to it at some point. Something interesting that happened today is the Nintendo Direct, and I'm going to just get up what is in that, because I did read it, but we can go through it again, because there's some really exciting news, isn't there? Let me just get at the Nintendo Direct, and I'm hoping to just find an article that will just tell me everything. I don't want to have to do this annoyingly. Okay, yes, it just there's highlights on the official website. Fantastic. So they have announced majorly the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which I cannot wait to see. Oh my god. I love Super Mario Galaxy. You know I do. I played the whole game on stream and I enjoyed it so much. Unfortunately, I didn't really enjoy Super Mario Sunshine as much, and I think that's part of the reason why I gave up playing it. I think I was finding it a little bit too hard. And if they need a voice actress to play Rosalie in that, I'm right here. Yeah, they're not. I don't stand a chance. I'm not a voice actress. I can dream. I will self-insert. It's fine. Anyway, but yeah, I'm so excited for that. It sounds amazing. I mean, I heard a bunch of people don't enjoy Sunshine. Yeah, I think he needed better gaming skills than me, because I know that I briefly saw that Shiori Novella from HoloLive played Super Mario Sunshine, and I think she completed it really quickly compared to how long it was taking me. So I definitely have some major issues in my skill level. It's not good. But the second thing they announced is they're going to be releasing Super Mario Galaxy 2 on the Switch, which means I can play that on stream. Finally, I've been really wanting to do that. That's what I actually wanted to play after I finished the first game, but I couldn't because it was only available on the Wii. So it says it comes out on the 2nd of October, so I may well get that. I don't care how much it costs. I really want to do it. I'm so excited. Although I didn't watch it, I'm just reading the article that they made, because I don't come involved. I didn't even know that Nintendo Direct was happening until somebody was in the Discord server was like, have you seen Nintendo Direct, Vieus? No? What? So that's very exciting. And hello, V Club. Hope you're having a good day. And hello to El-chan. Hi, matey. How are you, Wobbly Woman? This is not a pirate stream. I'm just in Italy today. I'm just on a day trip, I suppose. I wouldn't say I'm on holiday. But that's exciting. Other things that they have announced is Mario Tennis Fever, which, I mean, I've played the retro version of Mario Tennis on the official emulator thing that they have on the Switch, and that's fun. So I'm not going to buy it though, because it's $58.99. Who can afford that? Not me. I can't afford that. It's not worth it for tennis. Oh my god. I'd need people to play with, and I wouldn't have that consistently. They're also releasing Super Mario Bros. Wonder plus Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus Meetup in Bella Bell Park? Oh, they're making a Nintendo Switch 2 version of Super Mario's Wonder. Well, I don't need that because I only have the original Nintendo Switch. I think the rest of the games are the Nintendo Switch 2 games, which I'm not worried about. But it's just those two things I thought were really cool. The whole Super Mario Galaxy movie and Super Mario Galaxy 2. I'm so excited for that now. It's going to be good. Gen Z has very little buying power. Yeah, well, it's the economy. You know how it goes. Oh my goodness. You have a spider following you around? Rather big one. Oh dear, I'm so sorry to hear that. There is actually a spider above me right now. I see it. It's on my ceiling. And it's not bothering me. It's also I can't really reach there because my desk is in the way. So, yeah, I'll wait for it to move to a easier to get to position, and then I'll go get it because I don't like it, but I also can't do anything about it anyway. You're not so annoyed about the price of the Mario Galaxy bundle. Being able to buy them separately is good for those who already played one on 3D All Stars, including Vieus. Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy. When I saw that, I was really glad because, yeah, I do. I have Super Mario All Stars. I don't need to buy the game again. I just want the second one. So that's just lovely. And I'm excited. I'm very excited. So Vieus freaks out on a lot of animals, but it's fairly okay with spiders. Interesting. Yeah, it's... Spiders is an interesting one for me because when I was little, I wasn't scared of them at all. I just looked at them and I used to go around my garden and murder them. It was questionable behaviour. I shouldn't have done that, but I was a child. Children do strange things. And I wasn't really scared of them. I don't know. I always used to touch them and stuff. And then I saw other people be scared of them in my life. And I was always around people who were freaked out by them. And I developed a fear from them. And I think over the years, it's slowly gone away again. And now I'm about the same as I was before. Maybe a little bit more scared than I was when I was little. But it's not that bad at all. It's interesting. I don't know. I mean, I think they will always freak me out slightly because things that have loads of legs just do. I think it's very human to have that reaction. I was having this discussion with my dad in the car yesterday. It's just something, he's not scared of spiders and he's not scared of little insects, but it's just something about seeing them move a bit. You have the initial, oh, and then you're like, oh, it's just a spider. It's interesting. Hello, Silly Arts / Hazel. I hope you're having a good day today. Welcome back. Guessing you've been, hint Dracula, you've been to Romania. That's cool. I've never been to Romania. I used to know someone who came from Romania. They were an exchange student at our school, actually. I didn't really know them. Well, I say no. I knew of them. They were there. I don't think I talked to them much, but yeah. You had a nice time. So you're indeed secretly Australian? Okay, no. If I saw a giant spider like they have in Australia, I would freak out. That is not okay. I can cope with British spiders. Anything beyond that? No, thank you. No. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Give us a tour of the town in the background. Yeah, I did that at the start. I'll do it again because I know that not everyone was there. So we have there's a lovely table and chairs down here, and there's a big tree that we're next to, and we also have a hill and lots of people's houses. But I'm just here on this lovely balcony section. I think it's very pretty. I do love the shadows that they create in this game. I wish, not game, but program. You know, something I wish you could do in Overdo that really frustrates me is I wish there was a way to generate images with shadows, essentially, that have a transparent background, but I don't think that would be possible. I don't know. It also annoys me you can't do that in Blender without being on Eevee, without being on Cycles, which is the version of Blender that takes really, really long time to render. But it is the way for the art. I must. Oh my goodness. 40 fields match for Galaxy 2 separately, well, relatively to you. Not sure how it's for you. I mean, maybe. I mean, they're going to charge as much as they can because they're Nintendo, but at the end of the day, the amount of time that I will be spending playing that game because of my not very good skill level, and just the amount I like to chat while I'm playing these games on stream means that it'll be worth it for me. For the hours I'm putting in, I'm getting my money's worth. Maybe not everyone will. Oh my god, shadow hand puppets. I should try that. It's not going to be very good because it's just the Warudo hand tracking, but let me try and move my hand out. Can you see my shadow down here? If I stick my hand, oh, no, that didn't work very well. Okay, this is not, you can kind of see the bunny ears if you look really carefully. I don't think the shadows are rendered at a high enough resolution for this to really work. You can kind of see it on this hand, but my fingers don't really, they're not very clear, are they? Where have I gone? Have I zoomed into my head? Oh, there I am. I lost myself there. That was no good. No. Stand next to a wall. I could stand next to a wall, but I don't really want to have to reposition myself today. I think I've got a nice little spot here. I like this. It's pretty. Very pretty. You've been to Romania, well, Transylvania, because people say that they're not Romanian. Well, you don't have to say it in English, but they're Sikaya. Sikaya. Something like that. So I see. Thank you for giving me a pronunciation guide. That's actually quite kind. Is it like that? Did I do it right? But they don't like to be called Romanian. Interesting. I know very little about Romania, to be honest. So it's educational to me. Thank you for telling me. Stand next to a wall and do shadow puppet. Yeah. You remember this town vaguely? You will, because when I've been here before, we were down over here at the docks. You see down there? Can I point at it? You can I'm kind of pointing at it. Doesn't really work. Oh god, the hand checking is interesting. Anyway, we were over by the water and I was a pirate and I went in a boat. You can see the boat actually. I think that is the boat. It was interesting. It was very nice. But today we are not pirate Vieus, we are normal Vieus. Vieus in Italy. What a nice time. Fun fact, Spanish and Romanian are mutually intelligible. Are they? Ah, that makes some sense, I suppose. Pardon me. I know that there are languages like that around. There isn't really a language that English is mutually intelligible with that I know of, unfortunately. It'd be really cool if there was, but no. I know that some of the languages in Scandinavia are mutually intelligible to an extent, which is quite useful for them. And I think it's very British of me to wonder about this because I live on an island, but I've always wondered, when you get to the border of a country in a continent where you're surrounded by other languages, especially somewhere like Europe where they have freedom of movement, well, the European Union section of Europe, how does the language work at the border? Do all the people who live near the border of both countries speak both languages? Like, do all the people who live at the border of Spain and France, do they all just speak both Spanish and French? Is that just how it works? Because surely in your daily life you'd be constantly traveling between the two countries. I really do wonder about this. It's interesting. You spoke Old Dutch and Old German. No, English would not be mutually intelligible with Old Dutch and Old German. That would be a very different language. That would be Old English, but we don't speak Old English. English isn't mutually intelligible with Old English at all. Hello, Neffy. Hope you're having a good day. I see that you're Neffy. Hi. Hello, Lifer. Good evening to you too. Thank you for calling me a mademoiselle. I was just mentioning French. A pigeon usually forms some sort of merger between languages and happens on border towns. Do you have experience of that? Have you been at a border country? Can you confirm that? Because I do wonder. It sounds interesting. You were here before. Funny that I thought you didn't use it before. Your long-term memory needs some rearranging. Huh? Who are you talking about? What, Neffy? Or what? Oh, Italy, I think you mean. Right. Yes, this map. Yes, I've been here before. That was the pirate place. You've been, oh, Mexico and USA. Oh, that's interesting then. That is really interesting. Huh. Yeah, we really don't have that here because, oh, I say that, but I suppose we do have that here because of Scotland. And in Scotland, they have Scots, which is not English. And that is a language, Oh my god, what am I saying? Of course there's a mutually intelligible language between English and something else. It's Scots. That is another language. It's officially another language of the United Kingdom. And it's like English, but it has a bunch of other phrases and words in it that we wouldn't know for things. But I think it's close enough that you can figure it out. It's interesting. I think it's really cool. And they also, I assume, at the border, they especially when you have places which are maybe some of the more Gaelic speaking communities up there, I'd assume that they have a cross between maybe they speak English with a lot of words from Gaelic over there. That would be interesting. I don't know. I really want to go to Scotland. I keep saying this, but it's so true still to this day. One day we will do the big Vieus Scotland trip. It will happen. It will happen. Oh my goodness. Anyways, how are you today / tonight? Hope things are doing good. I'm doing well, thank you. I am. I did a lot of singing today. I don't know why. I enjoyed it though. I like singing. And I've been working on my part 2 to the Winnie the Pooh video, which is going to be quite exciting. I played around today with basically putting the back of my head in shots when we're walking around and seeing how that looks. It's going to be a little bit of a pain to do, but it's just kind of, imagine my head is bobbing around like this as we move around. I'm trying to make it look kind of natural. It's not going to look perfect because the way that you track the motion of the camera isn't perfect, but I think it looks decent, so I think I'm going to go for it. It's quite nice. It makes it more immersive, I think. You think people just like to speak both languages there, and stores across the border are also very likely to understand the other language? Yeah. I'm still upset that we don't speak 2 languages here. I want to speak 2 languages. Why is England like that? It's because we've got such a global language. I guess our language did spread. We don't speak 2 languages, but we did force our language to be spoken everywhere. So there is that, which makes it useful for us. Oh dear. Your language is akin to simplified Malay because it discards some of the archaic British loanwords. We have more Dutch loanwords instead. Oh, okay, interesting. I didn't know that you had British or Dutch loanwords, to be honest. That's interesting. You're definitely boffin. Yeah, I was for a second, wasn't I? Definitely recommend Scotland. Loved it there. Just don't go to Edinburgh in August because the city is shockingly full during Fringe Festival. Well, I have actually been during Edinburgh Fringe Festival before, and that was okay. I think it was fine. I had a really nice time. That's one of the 2 times I've been, actually. It was weird. My mum had to go to Edinburgh from work, and we ended up also going. we had a weekend there. My mum was at work, and then we were just going around with my dad to all these fun places, and then my mum would come join us on her day off or something. It was a really good little trip. I really enjoyed it. That's where I first decided I wanted to. I've got so many stories from that trip, weirdly. So we went to see a bunch of plays and things from the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, which is really it's a good event. There's lots and lots of plays. You need to be willing to spend money for it, though, I think. I don't think it's free for a lot of it. But we did loads of places. There's a really cool illusions place in Edinburgh. I really enjoyed that. Something that me and my mum adore doing is going to funny mirrors, we call them. So mirrors that really distort your body and make you have a massive head, or distort your torso and make it super long, or make you look really short. It's really they're good fun. They had a bunch of that and a bunch of other stuff. It was really cool. And they also we also went to a cathedral in Edinburgh, and they had these harpists on, and for months now, I was in primary school, and I had been there thinking, I really want to learn to play an instrument, but I don't know what I want to do. It got to the point where the school music teacher, this lady that did a lot of music lessons, it wasn't the same as the music teacher because that was the subject, but the lady who taught a lot of instruments to students who would have one-on-one lessons that worked at the school took me to a room with loads and loads of instruments, and she just did demos of loads of them. But I didn't really like them that much. I don't know, none of them seemed right. But when I went to Edinburgh, there was something about the harpist in the cathedral. It was just so beautiful. I couldn't help but think, this is what I want to play. This is the one. And I told my parents, and then I was committed. And then that's how I started playing the harp. And I don't regret it at all. I think it's a lovely instrument to learn. And I think it's really helped with my understanding of music. Because even now, say if I'm thinking about singing, even after all this time where I'd barely been playing it, if I imagine, okay, what's my range? How far down in the notes am I going? I don't imagine the piano keyboard. I imagine the strings on my harp. That's how I think of music in my head. And I think it's a really easy way to understand notes. I think harps are really intuitive. I think it's so cool. I love harps. Anyway, I don't know why I stopped, but I'm going to continue playing, and I'm going to do another stream couple of days, and I've been practicing a song which I think will be now it's very relevant. It wasn't relevant, but it is now, and I think I'll try and play that. It's not perfect, but I've been practicing it. That doesn't mean it's good. Start with one string harp. No, you can't get a one string harp. That wouldn't work. I think the smallest harps still have about 20 strings, the really little ones. I don't know how many strings mine has. It has a lot. Let me do a quick count. That'd be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Oh yeah. I don't know. I can't really count them all from here, and I think I was skipping a lot. But it's something in the 40s. I think a pedal harp has about 44 strings or something. Something like that. Very cool. There are a few one-string harp instruments that originate from India. But would that make them a harp? That doesn't sound like a harp to me. That just sounds like something else that somebody has called a harp. Because it's like this discussion I was having about dumplings the other day, where British dumplings are a completely different thing to Asian dumplings, but they gave them the same name because they needed a word, so they just picked an English word that was somewhat similar in some vague way, but it's not. And I think that's probably what's happened there, if it's called the same thing. Because I was looking at what kind of pretty harps you could buy online the other day. And I was like, oh, I wonder what harps they make in Japan. But if you search on Google Japanese harp, it just comes up with the koto, which I think is the thing that you lay in front of you. There were loads of strings. And that is not what I wanted to look up. And it was really frustrating. If you were wondering, my harp is from Wales. It's a Welsh harp, and it was made by a company called Camac, which also has a French branch, but mine is Welsh because it's British. And we got it from the Edinburgh Harp Festival, funnily enough. We went back to Edinburgh on this really long day trip on the train. And fun fact, my mum's rail card ran out on that trip, and that was scary. We had to buy a new one and rebook train tickets midway through. Oh, that was not good. Oh my goodness. And yeah, so we went to the Edinburgh Harp Festival, and they had loads of harps on display, and there was an option to do afternoon tea where you go have listen to some people play the harp. I'd love to go back to that event one day, but it's a long way away on the train. I'd love to go there. And they had a showroom with harps that you could buy. And my harp had a small discount because it was a little bit damaged. It has this square that's been cut out of it on one of the feet. And I don't know how that could have happened, but I assume that's the damage because it looks perfect otherwise. It's so pretty. Okay, there's no need to harp about it. No, I will harp on about harps. You cannot stop me. I hope you enjoy your train journey, V Club. Well, enjoy sometimes is appropriate. Sometimes trains are awful. It depends on the train. They're generally nice on the buses, though, I think. One string harp is a tumby. But then it's not a harp, is it? It's a tumby. Anyway, by the way, don't first interrupt, you don't have to want to. What's your real haircut? Oh, well, this is my hair, is it not? I am Vieus. And that's all you need to know. Oh my goodness. When she starts on about harps, you can't stop it. Look, I am currently really enthusiastic about them because I started playing them again and it's my new passion. Will that last forever? Who knows? But I don't want to stop playing anymore. I really want to keep going. I noticed something extremely concerning the other day about my harp, which is that some of the strings at the top, it's really the middle lower ones. They're all splitting. It looks like they've dried out and they're cracking, and I think a lot of them are going to break soon, which means I'm gonna have to buy new strings, and that's I think they're about £5 each. So that's annoying. Never mind. But I'll continue to play them until they break. I mean, it'd be a waste to replace them early, but it's going to be a little bit scary because they make very loud bangs, especially the lower ones when they break, because they'll flick, they'll snap, and then they'll the two bits of the string will slap themselves onto the harp from the pressure. But it's fine. Have you ever listened to an Erhu piece? I think I have, but I couldn't tell you what it sounds like right now. And I don't know what hang drums are. I'm not super familiar with every instrument. You feel your passion by giving me harp sheet music. Go for it. That makes it copyright free, actually. So, if it's an original piece, that's cool. Let's not be too harsh on this one. It's a nice story. Yeah, it's a nice story. I think that was everything I wanted to say about Edinburgh. Yes. I've surprisingly had a lot to talk about today, and I was worried. I wouldn't know what to say. Hello, Sunnyshine45, that would be the one. Vieus, you have to be more specific. Open a browser tab again and search Japanese lyre harp. But a lyre is not a harp, so what is a lyre harp? That is confusing to me. What happens if you search up lyre harp? Is it just... Okay, lyre harp is not a thing, is it? Is that a way of calling it? I thought it was just called the lyre. It's not a harp. It's a different instrument. I am confused. Let me look up Japanese lyre harp. What does that show you then? That just comes up with a lyre. That is a lyre. Huh. Well, that's not what I'm thinking of. Yeah, the gift of gab. It's your superpower. Is it? I think I struggle sometimes, but I want to do just chatting streams because I need to get better at talking. It's something I want to develop. So that's good. It's good to challenge yourself, I think. It's a sign for you to write a moderately easy harp piece of yours. Yeah, that'd be lovely, thank you. Because I think it does need to be moderately easy because I'll probably be sight I said something else there. Sight reading it on stream, which I'm okay at. It's just my fingers can't go as quickly as I want to. Is your voice healing or does it still hurt? It doesn't hurt. I mean, maybe a little bit, but I think that's just always what happens when I talk. As I said, I've been singing a lot today, and I know I shouldn't have been doing that for a stream, but I can't help myself. I love singing, and I love practicing. I was singing a bunch of Barbie songs, and I was looking at Melissa Leones, who sang all the best ones, and I was having a very fun time. I could go into impromptu karaoke and just start singing Barbie songs, but I think I'll leave that for another day. There's a stream idea I have. I'd love to do a karaoke stream / concert. Basically, it would basically be a concert where I do every single sung Barbie song. It's going to be so good. That's going to be such a long stream, but I think that'll be amazing. I love Barbie songs. They're so fun. As long as you're having fun singing, then it's cool. Yeah, and also with the singing, these days, I'm always really trying to focus on my technique. I really want to get better. And I think I've spent a lot of years singing without really knowing what I'm doing and just reinforcing bad techniques and not thinking about it much. But now when I sing, I'm really mindful of it. I'm really thinking, okay, is this placed correctly in my chest? Does this feel like I'm straining? Can I get this transition to be smoother? I'm really trying to make things better. It's interesting. Every single Barbie song, well, that'd be epic to watch. It'd be very cool. Because there are different harps, you need the specific design of harp. If you mean the big shoulder one, try related results. I guess I could look up Japanese pedal harp. That would probably work, right? Of course it would work. Because this means feet. Yeah, okay, that does come up. I did eventually find what I was looking for. It was like there's a company called Aoyama Harps and stuff. I don't know much about it. I don't know. It looks very similar. I guess I just wondered because I know that Japanese archery is very different to British archery. So I wondered if it might be similar because they're both massive chunks of wood and maybe they'd look different, but they look pretty much the same. I think they're pretty standardized, which is interesting. I'm a Vieus girl in a Vieus world, indeed. I'm not sure I would sing that song. I don't know. It's not actually from a Barbie film, is it? It's just a song. It was a song to make fun of Barbie, which is a bit sad. My goodness. It has your feelings whenever you will. I'm sorry, Thomas Smith. Sometimes I just do feel quite poorly. I don't know. I think I have. I've been on a waiting list for a long time to find out about a certain health condition, and it's not going anywhere. I need to contact the doctors again. Anyway, I think it has flare-ups, and I think that's what that was at the weekend. I can't tell you for sure because, again, I'm not diagnosed, but I mean, it's pretty obvious to me. I've done tests, self-assessment things, and I'm like, that's what it is. It is this, isn't it? To make fun or to promote the brand? No, the Barbie Girl song was to make fun of Barbie. It's got songs like, actually let me get the lyrics up because I can't remember. Barbie Girl Aqua, because they sued them. Mattel, the company that is in charge of Barbie, sued Aqua over Barbie Girl, and then they made a kid-friendly version, which is the one that I knew growing up. I had no idea it was not official when I was little because we had this disc, this CD that we always used to play at our birthday parties, and it had the child-friendly version of Barbie Girl on it. So I had no idea. Let's hope it's nothing too scary. Yeah, it's not. It's not anything scary. It's just, I think it's a thing that they can't do anything about. It's just something part of life, and I'd be nice to know what's wrong. And I think I do know, but anyway, yeah, it's got. Let's have a look. Life of you can brush. Yeah, they've got lyrics in Barbie Girl the song. They've got lyrics like "You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere," and things like "Dress me up, make it tight. I'm your dolly, and I'm a blonde bimbo girl in a fantasy world." It was a song designed to make fun of the Barbie brand. That is what it is. So I don't know if it would really fit with the spirit of singing all the happy, lovely, lovey-dovey Barbie songs. Things like, "If you love me for me," and "Written in your heart." And the best one, "How could I refuse?" If you don't know that song, you will know. You will know soon. Even Toy Story Barbie and Ken was better than the live action movie. Really? I enjoyed the live action film as well. I thought that they were all good. I would love to do some songs from that. I think I'd like to do "What Was I Made For?" Just because it's a bit of a different type of song, and I think it's nice to do. I think it's good to practice singing in different styles. Otherwise, it will all be very classical singing. Melissa Lyons, who, as I said earlier, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You never knew it was only a catchy song for you. Yeah, it's like that with a lot of songs though. You don't really think about what the lyrics are, or maybe you can't even understand what the lyrics are saying, and then you look it up years later and you're like, what? What? That's what this has been about? Okay then. It's always shocking. And that song was used in that movie we got. Yeah, "What Was I Made For?" was in the Barbie film. It's like the "I used to float, now I fall down." Da, 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 da. That song. That wasn't my best take. I'm also losing my voice. I need to have a drink. There we go. I am fine. It was good. Right, yes, make sure you have a drink as well if you're here. I don't know if you can notice this, but I've done something a little bit extra today with my model. because I think it looks ever so pretty. I've put on the ambient occlusion. I'll show you what it looks like when I take it off. I think it adds just a bit of extra shading to me. This is it without. You can see me, and this is me with. You see, it makes a really nice little subtle difference. It adds some more shadows, and I think it makes me look so much more pretty. I like it. I think it looks really nice. And I was looking at my channel the other day, and I saw the I'm a pirate voice or something YouTube short, and I had it on with that, and it looked so nice. There's something about this environment plus ambient occlusion that just looks so good. So I'm going to use it when I can, but not always, because sometimes if I'm playing a game that's too high performance, that probably won't be good for my computer to be rendering extra shadows. So it's okay today, because this is all I'm doing, but I wouldn't do it all the time. And it's just an interesting series of Vieus plays musical instrument of the week. It would be, but no. How am I going to get all these instruments? I'm not made of money. I have a harp. I have a piano, well, an old keyboard. It doesn't sound very good. And I actually do have a violin, weirdly. It was very cheap, and I've played it a couple of times. I don't know how to play the violin, though, so it doesn't sound good. We are not in the Vieus Learns violin arc, though. We're in the Vieus Learns the harp arc, and that's where they'll begin. I also have tried to play the guitar in the past. I had a whole phase. Did anyone know Musician? They used to do so many adverts. So I did try that for a while to learn the guitar. And then I think I stopped because my fingers hurt too much. Even as a harp player, it made my fingers hurt, which tells you me a lot. You need some serious calluses, and I didn't want to go through making those just to be able to play the guitar when I had a harp. So yeah, something I'd like to do one day is get an electric harp so I can play with distortion, because it's so cool, and I think that genre is fairly explored, because normally people play as it is. It's quite an unusual instrument to play the harp, and then if I can play rock songs, a harp rock concert, yes please, I want to do that. I will get my Evanescence songs out and do all that. That'd be so good. I also want to do an Evanescence karaoke and an ABBA karaoke. I just have an idea of doing a bunch of themed karaokes. I think it would be so good. You love listening to the song Animals by Maroon 5, but now that you know the lyrics, it's just disgusting, does it? I don't know what that song's about, but that's concerning. Oh dear. Hello, Never Knows Best. Hope you're having a good day today. You don't have to be nice to me. You can release your anger on you if you wish. What anger? What am I angry about? I mean, I suppose there are things to be angry about in the world, but being angry isn't going to fix anything. Why would I take anger out on you? You haven't even done... What? I'm just confused. In movie they did Doll to Human World, but it would have been better if they did Human and Doll World. Imagine a movie saving the Barbie franchise. Yeah, I mean, the Barbie film was not what I wanted it to be, but it didn't have to be. I think it was cool in its own way. Would I have liked it even more if they'd done something where they actually took the plots of some of the original films, like Princess and the Pauper, which I know is a fan favourite, or something like a Mermaid Tale. I loved A Mermaid Tale. Or Pegasus, that's not a very popular one, but I like that film too. Anything like that, that'd be so cool. But they didn't. They made their own story. But you know, maybe if they make a part 2, they'll base it on the films. I'd love that. I can dream, okay? Anyway. Any ideas you thought of that may be good for videos? It can be anything in particular. I keep meaning to start a video that I haven't started yet about Just Dance. I want to do Just Dance for 30 days and show my progress and stuff, but I haven't started doing that. You know, it's a lot of commitment, and I'm not very good with committing to things and exercise. I need to do it. Hello, Chimera. Hope you're having a good day. You like the Nutcracker Barbie movie is good? Yeah! I think it's such a shame that there wasn't even a single reference to the Nutcracker. I think out of all of the Barbie films, they should have referenced the Nutcracker because it was the first, but they didn't. There was no Barbie that was dressed like that, and I think that's so sad. Never mind. Here's what it is. I guess they just see them as completely separate universes, even though they shouldn't, because I think such a large part of that brand is built upon the films that they used to make. Anyway, you're back to listening to a harp piece. You've got an idea of instrument limits note-wise, but what's a harp-friendly key signature? Okay, Nick, so any key signature can be played on the harp because we have pedals. The thing that makes it difficult is if you're constantly constantly deviating from the key signature, because then I have to do a lot of pedals, and that's feet, lots and lots of feet. And I can do some, I just don't make it crazy. I'm not that high level. Also, I don't know if it's something to do with the length of my legs or the position I put my harp in, or just the fact that I don't have heels, but my feet are always off the ground. I don't know how people manage to put their feet on the floor when they do pedals. I don't know. You could make it C/G/F major, easiest key signatures to read. I can read any key signature. It doesn't matter what key signature is, because you just set the key signature with the pedals and then it's done. I don't have to think about it. That's what I love about it. That's what makes it so easy for me. I guess combine it like Wreck-It Ralph, Break the Internet, the Disney studio with all the princesses. If they made all the Barbie generations together, the potential. I know! I want to see this! And they should, or even if they just made, what's her name? Kelly Sheridan, one of the Barbies. That would have been so nice if they'd done that, but they didn't! They didn't! And that's so sad. Hello, Mars the Star Droid. Hope you're having a good day today. Welcome. It's been a long time since you've seen me. I feel like I saw you recently. Maybe I'm imagining things. I hope you're doing well. Thank you. I am doing well. I'm doing great today. We're having a nice discussion about the things that make me happy. Barbie and harps, apparently. Oh, dear. The thing is, you used to like Marvel movies, but with all the Easter eggs you could find in the movies referencing the comics. Yeah, I used to love Marvel films so much. I used to watch every single one. I think I watched the Avengers Assemble in the cinema, which was really fun, and I'm really happy I did. And I used to see everyone in the cinema, and then I think they started making too many things, and then I just stopped watching. They started making too many series, I think that's their problem. They made too many TV shows, and they're in a bit of a pickle now, because with some of their films you have to have seen the TV show to really understand who these characters are. I mean, sure, you could probably watch them without, but it wouldn't really be that good, and you wouldn't be able to get the story properly the way some other people would. And I don't want to watch some of their TV shows because they don't sound that interesting to me, even if some of the films do. And then you end up with this problem where people need to have seen too much media to enjoy your films, and then nobody goes to see them. And that is what they've done to themselves. And I hope DC doesn't do that. I have a lot of faith in the new DC films. I'm really excited for those. I really want to watch both Creature Commandos and Peacemaker, but I don't have a way to watch it right now. I should have a look, because I think it has released in the UK now, actually. So yes, I will look into that and go watch it, because I really want to. I've always been a big DC fan, and I've always enjoyed their superheroes more, because I used to love watching Young Justice as a child. It was really good, which is an animated TV show about the sidekicks who formed their own team, which is like the Justice League, but it's all the cool characters. People like Miss Martian and Artemis and Robin and the Kid Flash and who else? Superboy. I think that's all of them. Aqualad. I can't forget Aqualad. Whoops. I think that's the core cast. Kind of speedy, but he was on and off. And it was really good. And I always used to enjoy DC animated films as well. But the films, the live action films, there was always so many problems with them. I don't know what it was. They never did particularly well. I liked them, but they made it too dark, I think. It lost a lot of the charm that DC has. And they also, I don't know, the writing just was a bit off, I think. I don't know, it just wasn't as good as the animated films. And that was always disappointing. Marvel understood it for a while. DC didn't. But I think they might be able to do that again now. I really enjoyed the new Superman film, and I'm really excited to see Supergirl. I always used to like Supergirl, because she used to be in the Justice League Unlimited series, I think. I think that's what it was she was in. She might have been the just Justice League. It was something like that. And every now and then they do episodes focused on the core cast from the Justice League, and then sometimes they'd do an episode focused on Supergirl and her friends, which was, I can't remember who else was with her, but there were a select, I think, 3 characters that always went off, and Supergirl was one of them, and they do their own side missions, and I loved those episodes. I was always a big fan. So when I saw the CW series of that, I was so excited that, and I watched it for a while, but it was CW, so it wasn't perfect, but it was all right. But now I'm excited for the new film. It's gonna be great. Oh my goodness. What has everyone said? Because it's been a while. I've been talking on and on. yeah. Hi, Neffy. You said a hi earlier. Hi. You talk about Barbie. What about the other big film that came out at that time? I haven't seen Oppenheimer. I'm sorry, Nick. I don't know anything about it. Well, I know what it's about, but I haven't seen it, so I can't comment. The TV series also turned to you anyways, and then a lot of movies and no appearance of overarching plot like with the first few phases. Yeah, there were just too many TV shows. I watched the TV shows at first, but then they started making too many military focused ones that were all about guns and stuff, and I really don't like watching that kind of stuff. It's not for me. And car chases and stuff really aren't for me either. So I struggle to watch anything on the kind of Winter Soldier, Captain America, Falcon side of things, and I think there was a bit of a focus on that for some of the TV shows and films, so that put me off. I've seen She-Hulk, I've seen Moon Knight, I've seen WandaVision, I've seen Miss Marvel, and I've seen, I think that's all the TV shows I've seen actually, but then I stopped. They were alright. Some of them were a bit cheesy, but cheesiness isn't so bad. She-Hulk was uncomfortable to watch sometimes. I think it's not meant for me. I think the reason I watched that show was just because I was like, oh my god, it's a tall woman. It's like me. But oh my goodness. I realised I am basically, if I wore heels, as platform shoes even, I would be the same height as She-Hulk, which is when she's in her green form, which is quite funny to me. As in the actress that was the stand-in for her. Anyway, that's cool. TV series also turned you anyways, and then a lot of me. I've already read that one. Whoops. Young Justice is amazing, like Teen Titans when you chatted. Yeah, I really enjoyed the Titans TV show that came out on Netflix. I know it's not that popular, but I thought it was great, and I think the casting for particularly Dick Grayson was perfect. Oh my god. I don't think they could have cast anyone else that would have made that better. It's something about his acting skills combined with just his appearance. It's just so perfect for that character. That was really good. But unfortunately, they obviously can't use him again for the new Dick Grayson because he's too old, unfortunately. He was fine when he was the right age for that TV show, but now it's not the case. And I doubt they're going to bring him back for anything unless they did some alternate universe stuff, but I don't think they want to go there right now. I think they need to keep it grounded for a while. Anyway, MCU has kind of been like the comics. Everyone has their own series. You need to catch up with so much stuff. It's too muchness. Yeah, that's what's always put me off reading the comics. I just don't know where to start. There's always so many events and things that people talk about, and it just seems so complicated, and you need an awful lot of money to get the media to understand what's happening in comics. That is the problem. And I think that's why manga is nice, because those are one story. You read one story and it's not connected, but there is something really nice about having this massive universe that's been connected and ongoing for decades, and I think that's so cool, but I don't know how to get into it. Never mind. I've read, comic-wise, I've read a couple of the big stories actually, because we had some for some reason. I don't know where they came from. I guess we got them as a present. And I've also read, it's Marvel, this one. I actually have read Gwenpool, which I quite enjoyed, because I don't know. I think I liked the fact that it was basically a superhero isekai. She was basically isekai'd into the Marvel universe, and I was like, oh my god, I can self-insert as this superhero, because that's the whole point of isekai. I like that. I also liked how she was pink and had pink hair at the bottom and stuff. Nice. Oh my goodness. The Superman film was at least a breath of fresh air. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was good. It was good. I'm trying to catch up with the chat, and it's just getting worse. Oh god. CW started out strong with Arrow, but then became too much. It was too goofy, which rubbed off on others. Legends of Tomorrow was really too much, but some good episodes were too goofy. Yeah, I think CW had that problem throughout the whole thing. It was a little bit too goofy, and some of the plot lines were just too unbelievable. People were just a bit too smart sometimes, and my dad likes to complain about that. Oh my goodness. Have I heard of something called Orchestra? No, I don't know what that is, I'm sorry. You love a girl boss. Some of your favourite anime and one was a female lead, but She-Hulk just wasn't done well. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just things like like the twerking scenes. I just couldn't. It was so hard to watch. Just like, what is happening? I didn't want to watch this. I wanted to watch. I didn't mind some of the lawyer stuff, and I thought some of it was well written, and some of it was just going too far. And I actually don't mind the way they ended it with the whole. Well, I don't really want to spoil the ending of the show, but you've seen it. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. The final episode. I think it was a really nice thing to do, but I just think there were so many other problems with the series that made people drop it. I really enjoyed Moon Knight. That was a really good show, and I'm excited. I think they're making season 2, aren't they? Which is good. I'll probably watch that. Yes, we talked about Nintendo Direct in the stream earlier, so if you want to go back afterwards, you can find out a whole discussion about it. But to summarise, I'm really excited about Super Mario Galaxy 2 coming to the Switch, because that means I can play it on stream. Yay! And I'm also really excited about Super Mario Galaxy, the movie. I got 2 Mario Galaxy things in one day. Amazing. Amazing. I want to see this. That's what I wanted the original film to be in. I assumed that we weren't going to get that from when the first came out, and now we are. Now we are. It's lovely. Hello, Shadow. Hope you're having a good day today. Welcome. On topic of manga, one thing you never like is when they don't fully adapt the story into the anime, either due to budget or constraints or directorial differences. Well, that's most anime. Almost every anime, actually. You're going to only get a season. And that's just part of being someone who watches anime. You're just like, well, it was a good story. I'm not going to find out what happens next. But it was a good story. Especially since a lot of anime that don't have a wiki for their source materials, you can't really, there's no way to read what happened. And if they do have a wiki, it'll only be based on the anime, so you still don't know what happened. You'd actually have to go buy the source material, and sometimes it's hard to get the source material, or it's not even translated into English, or even if it is, maybe it's only available in America, and it's just a series of problems. And it's just part of accepting, okay, I guess I'm never going to see this story again. That's fun. And that's okay. I think it's good for you. It's healthy because it helps you move on from unfinished things in life. So you're used to it, and that means you can, I think that will come in handy in some situations. It's quite good in that sense. You got to see the positive of things. Oh my goodness. They've announced a new Pokemon game that is like Animal Crossing. Yeah, I saw that actually, but I don't have a Nintendo Switch 2. I only have the original, so I can't play that game. But I can play the Mario Galaxy thing, because that is coming to that. So that's the only thing that I'm really interested in. That's why I skipped the rest of the games when I talked about it. You saw in #Mick, and you agree with your points. You think the novel was made after the anime. Oh, I see you're talking about something else. Okay. Wait, are you a Marvel fan? Yes! Yes, I would say I was. And I would say I would like to watch all of it eventually. I'm just a bit behind. It's not common to find an anime that has a good story. I disagree. I watched loads of anime. I like loads of anime. I think they're really cool. I've really been enjoying some of the more female-centered anime that have been coming out recently. I think The Secrets, I think it's called The Secret, The Silent Witch or something. Or is it just The Silent Witch? I might be combining 2 titles in my head. I've been enjoying that. And I've also been enjoying Betrothed to My Sister's Ex, I think it's called. I think they're good. They're really nice. And I'm really been enjoying that. They've started making more female protagonist anime. It's something I've wanted for a very long time. And I feel like they're finally catering anime to people like me. It's really nice. Because, you know, self-inserting as a man is not always the easiest. Especially when they start, I don't know, just different things that they do, I think, sometimes. Interesting. Obviously, you don't have to self-insert in every anime, and you wouldn't. But it's easy to relate to characters, I think, sometimes, when they're more like you. And I think they tend to be more like you. Secrets of the Silent Witch, is that what it's called? I think it might be called that. I like it. Yeah, okay, yes. You'd say most anime has better stories than the majority of the TV shows these days? Obviously there are still good shows. I don't know, to be honest, because I haven't seen the majority of TV shows. I just don't watch them. I don't really have much of a way to watch them. I don't have I don't think I have a single streaming service actually. We only have BBC iPlayer basically. And then I have ways to watch anime, and that's it. So we can't watch. We don't have Netflix. We don't have Amazon Prime. So that's what I mean. Like non-anime stuff. We just have BBC iPlayer and maybe ITV Hub, I guess. I don't know. My mum has Amazon Prime actually, but I don't. So it's not. I don't really watch anything on it. She watches stuff on it, but I don't have the details for the login or anything. I'd have to watch it on the TV, which I don't want to do. I like watching stuff on my computer, so I don't really know what's coming out. So who knows? Yeah, I assumed you work including Netflix because that's where most TV shows come out these days. So I don't know. Dan is really good. I saw season 1. Well, most of season 1. I didn't finish. I think I saw 10 episodes and I dropped it. It was okay. I don't think it's quite for me. I think my tastes are changing over the years. It's interesting. It's part of growing up, I suppose. What I like to watch is different now. I think maybe it's something I would have really got into when I was younger, but not anymore. Don't know. One anime series that you found while browsing is Lovely Complex. It's a very you anime, tall girl like short guy. I'm gonna write that down. I like the sound of that. Thank you. I've never seen tall girl short guy anime, and I want to see that now. Lovely Complex. There we go. I will now look it up. Thank you. It's not mega tall like Vieus, sadly, but you gotta remember it's Japan. 172 is already pretty tall for an Asian woman. Yeah, honestly, when I look at so many heights, I'm like, oh my god, I would be a giant. If I went to Japan, I would be so uncomfortable the entire time I was there from just how much I stand out. I would be towering over everyone. It would be so weird. Hello, Stones. Hope you're having a good day today. Welcome. Thank you for your lovely comment about the shadows on my video, by the way. I need to reply to my comments. I will do that soon. Are you ready to talk? Yes, I am. Hello, Arman. Hope you're having a good day today. I am 6'5.5", which is genuinely my height. It's an interesting experience, I will say. Your friend just made his own server, so we've all been uploading all of our movies and TV shows onto it, basically making your own streaming service. That sounds illegal. Maybe you don't talk about that online. What? Maybe don't admit to your internet piracy publicly. It's not the best idea, Senor Ariba Peter, which I don't think I said hello to, but hello. The great thing about anime is there's something for all kinds of demographics. Yeah, I think it serves a lot of demographics. I don't think it serves every demographic. I think some people just won't watch anime no matter what you do. My mum won't watch something if it's animated no matter what, which is really unfortunate, but some people are just prejudiced against animated things. I don't even know why. I think it's just too many bad experiences maybe with children's stuff that they were forced to watch as parents. I think that is a phenomenon. I don't get it because it's not even made for kids, but it is what it is. No, we've been copying our own movies and shows from personal collection of movies. It's not illegal to make your own copies as long as you don't sell it. Okay, I don't know about the laws of that, so I'm not going to comment on that. If you want high anime, try Recorder to Randoso. Is it an anime about a... Well, no. Because if it's a tall little brother, that's not the same. It's because I'm a tall lady, you see. But thank you for the suggestions. I do appreciate them. I don't like string. I think I need my anime to have a bit of an interesting plot though, and I don't think I like just pure comedy stuff. If anyone recommends that, it's not for me. Hello, Alden Ramik. Hope you're having a good day today. Welcome. I'm doing great, thank you. How are you doing? It's like how your brother doesn't like watching live action shows. Your brother doesn't like watching I've never heard of that. I've heard of people not liking cartoons, but not liking live action. What? What? That's so strange. Okay. Interesting. Hello, Minato Sato. No, I think I said hello, right? Did I? I don't know. I'm sorry. I forget. You know, extra hellos are okay. What have you been up to till lady? I've been working on my videos mostly. It's all I've had time to do recently because I want to get them done. I want to release one once a week, so it's been a lot of doing that. I had been procrastinating a bit though, which is not good. But I need to get onto it tonight because I want to get them out soon. It's probably going to be a little bit later than the last one. I feel like a week and a half is generally how long these are taking to make, which is okay. I don't think that's so bad. Your older brother enjoys animated shows, but they don't enjoy live action. That's really strange. Your head has been hurting a bit. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that, Alden Remick. I hope it gets better soon. I had a really bad headache all weekend, and it was annoying. The prejudice against animated things, sure, but we got horror, kids, educational, romance, and so on. There's so much. If you watch 3 of a genre, you might have watched 80% of all plots. Yeah, that can also happen. People can watch too many shows and then all the plots seem the same to them and they can predict everything, which is a phenomenon. But at that point, I feel like if you've watched that much stuff, there's probably a lot of real life things you could go do, other hobbies, other than watching stuff to enjoy. There's so much more to life. If you've got to the point where you can predict the plot of every single show you watch, I think that's a sign it's time to go do something else. But I don't know. To be fair, you don't watch a lot of live action stuff these days, but you're not against it. But the amount of anime you watch means that you don't have any time for live action stuff, and not much of it interests you, to be honest. I suppose that makes some sense. I don't watch much live action stuff myself either. The only things I really watch, I always watch Doctor Who, no matter how bad it gets, which is something it's been suffering with for a long time now. But yeah, I do still watch it anyway, and I think a lot of the anime I watch are generally better than the writing in that show at times, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. But other than that, I don't watch many live action things. I have been watching the show called Call the Midwife with my mum most nights while we eat our tea, which is also known as dinner, if you don't know what I mean by that. And it's been quite enjoyable. I think it's getting a little bit samey for me. It's all about the stories of these midwives that live in an area in London called Poplar, and I think it's set from the 1950s to the 1970s or so. I think they're in the 1960s where we are in the show right now. And it's all about the stories of lots of different types of mothers and families and obviously their babies and pregnancy stories and things that have gone wrong, different family situations of how some people have to give babies up for adoption and all kinds of things. I think it's really good. A midwife is a nurse that looks after pregnant women and helps them have their babies. That's what a midwife is. This is why you look at the art and short synopsis when choosing anime, so you can't predict what's happening. Yeah, that's good. I can watch stuff and I won't predict what's happening, really. Sometimes I do. But even if I kind of know what's happening, it's satisfying most of the time to see it happen. And I often guess it wrong. What a topic to join in on. Yeah! It was completely innocent. I was talking about a TV show. It's a very family appropriate TV show. Hello, Gigafied. Hope you're having a good day today. And you need to call that last bit of the sentence. I was talking about Call the Midwife. Call the Midwife is pretty good. My mum used to watch a lot. I think the live action has the opposite problem to anime. There's far too many seasons, which means there's a lot of fluff. I think Call the Midwife doesn't have that problem. I think every episode is quite episodic. They all have interesting stories. Because it's not a show with much of an overarching plot. It's about their lives. It's just about what happens in these people's lives, living their lives as midwives in London in the time that they lived. And sometimes characters leave the show, and I think that's okay. I think it's really interesting. Stream idea. British VTuber reacts to British dubbing and British references from anime and cartoons. I should so make a British dub of something. I wish I could. I mean, I need to get the licensing, and that's going to be expensive. There is an anime, which is cool. I can look it up. I know some of the words. I need to look it up properly. It's called Urusei. Yeah, Urusei Yatsura. I just smacked my microphone. Urusei Yatsura has a British dub. It's an anime. It's I haven't actually watched it properly, but I've seen some clips of it, and I think it's quite funny. And I wish there was more like that, but there is no British anime dubbing company, so unless that happens, we're not going to have that. But if they did, they should totally hire me. That would be cool. Anyway, I have a question. Are you a tall lady? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I've talked about that already. I swear you were here. Maybe you weren't listening. That's okay. Don't worry if you weren't. You always get interested in the movie every time your family members pull one up on the TV. Yeah, sometimes I found that somebody I know is watching something. Somebody in my family, I mean, is watching something. And I was popping in and out for some reason. And then I just end up sitting down and watching the entire thing because I get interested and pulled in. It's a problem. You've seen clips of the Urusei Yatsura dub that was a long time ago that came out. Yeah, it's very old, and I think it's really the only example that exists of a British dubbed anime. But it's good. It is good. I think it's cool. I love the accents that they do because they use a variety, and I think it's nice. I'd love to see. I would love to. You know how in Japanese audio they'll have characters who are from more rural parts of Japan and they talk in different dialects. We could do that with British English, and that would be so cool. I want to see some West Country farmer accents in anime. Don't you? Do you not want to see that? That would be amazing. I would love to see that. That'd be so much more fun to my ears than listening to Southern Americans. I think it'd be great. It'd be so good. There's a British-centric anime that aired 10 years ago called Kiniro Mosaic. You warn you, it's cutesy to the point of diabetes. Well, there's nothing wrong with being cute. I will write that down. I'm writing down some of these suggestions because that sounds interesting. So if you say it's British-centric, does it actually have a British dub, or is it still dubbed by Americans? Because it's really weird when something is explicitly set in England and then they're American. It's like the anime The Seven Deadly Sins. It's so heavily based on British folklore and Arthurian legends. That is what it's about. But they're American in the English dub, which is just strange to me. No, it has a British character. Is the accent any good though? But actually, cultural exchange. Oh, I see. Yeah, there are shows like that. I think people always struggle playing Thank Goodness You're Here with the dialect. What's Thank Goodness You're Here? What's that? Is that a game? I don't know that one, I'm sorry. Oh, is that the game that I've seen some people playing recently with the Northern English accents where they have subtitles because people don't understand what they're saying? I have been interested in that. I don't know if that's the one I'm thinking of. If it is, yeah, the one where they're in just a town. I've seen some clips of some Hololive people playing that. I've been watching some Hololive recently. I'm getting into it. Yeah, I'd be interested. I have to look it up. Let me write down what it's called. Thank goodness you're here. I may start talking in a terrible accent for some of it and imitate them, and I apologise in advance to anybody from that area. But I think it's part of the fun, doing the voices. I think it'd be good. It's a fun game to watch people play. Is it? Oh, that sounds good for the stream then. That'd be good. Overlord has so many amazing openings. It's pretty good to like it. It's a bit out of nowhere. But yeah, it has some openings that I've heard and I think they're alright. Okay. Random. You never heard of it. Okay. I think it's a bit of a weird way to put things. Overlord question mark. I never heard of it. It sounds suspicious. You sure? It's about a skeleton guy who was somebody who was ended up in a video game, and then he's as the character that he played. There's loads of stories with a similar plot. I haven't seen all of it. Vieus sort of sing Princess Renna song. Princess Renna. I don't know that song, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have a quick drink. Yeah, I know the Myth and Roid one. I think it's a good one. Yeah, I've seen Isekai Quartet. It was surprisingly, I liked it. It was surprisingly good. I hadn't seen Tanya, the Saga of Evil, which meant that I didn't really know who those characters were. I tried watching that, but it's just too military for me. I don't like watching military stuff because I don't like armies and militaries and wars, and I think they're stupid. So it's not entertaining. I don't like profiting off that. Anyway, it's not for me, but I liked the show because I had seen Konosuba and I'd seen ReZero, and I think it was just such a crazy idea to put all those shows together. I don't know how they managed to get that to happen. That was so cool. Oh my god, but Fantasy Wars are okay? Is that okay? Well, I think fantasy is okay because I like Lord of the Rings. And that has wars in it. Because they're not, it's just, I think it's very detached from modern day at that point, and then it becomes okay. Because we're not fighting in wars with swords and magic, are we? Or at bows and arrows. That's just not what we do anymore. It's very much, this is not a reflection of real life. We are not doing this. This is not real. So it's different. Tanya is a solid 8 out of 10, but you think it's a bit overhyped? Maybe. I have heard some people really like it. I just don't think I could enjoy it. We've been robbed of season 2. Yeah, I don't think that's coming, unfortunately. Princess Renna is a character from Overlord. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't know who that is. I didn't watch much of it, to be honest. I watched some of it. I think I dropped it because I think they got to this bit with the lizards, and if you know what I'm talking about, ugh. No, thank you. Just a bit too uncomfortable. It was announced ages ago. Oh, yeah, I don't think it's coming then, unfortunately. Do you remember all those people who, for years and years, constantly said online, when's No Game, No Life Season 2? We've been waiting so long. It's not coming, is it? Oh, this is amazing. The one Amelie voiced? What are you talking about then? Oh, is that the character she voiced? Oh, I saw a clip of that, actually. Oh, that's who she played. She was one of the pink lizard lady. Okay. Yeah, that was such an good part of the show. Don't say that. You've been waiting. You watched it when it released. It's not coming out. It's not coming out now. Come here. Are you going to just... It's not going to work. Yeah, that one with that specific quote. Yeah, I saw that clip. So I think the coolest thing that Amelie has been in anime-wise is she played Junko Kono in the English dub of Zombieland Saga, which is one of my favourite anime of all time. And there's a film coming out for that soon, which I'm really excited for. Zombieland Saga is basically, what if you took a bunch of dead people, resurrected them as zombies, and forced them to become idols to save a prefecture in Japan, and it's amazing. It's amazing. I love it so much. And she played one of the two best singers in the show, because that person was actually an idol in her life, but she was a solo idol, so she's not used to being in a group on stage, which is something she has to get over. She doesn't understand, and she doesn't like the modern culture of taking pictures and handshaking and stuff that they do nowadays, because it was very hands-off back when she was live. But it's really good. It's really good. I really like it. You should go watch it. Zombieland, thought you were not a fan of spooky stuff. Zombieland Saga is not spooky. It is not a scary show. It's an idol show, really, but it's not as cutesy as other idol shows, which I think is why I like that, but I haven't been able to get into other ones. It's a lot more regular in tone for anime as they go. I like it. You think it's a social commentary about the idol industry in Japan? It might be. I think bits of it are. Bits of it definitely are, because you've got things like the transgender character who died as a child actress because she was so uncomfortable with her body hair, and how she didn't want to grow up and things, and her relationship with her dad and how it got worse. It's a really good plot line. I like that one. And then they've got things like the how coping with the fact that she's one of the characters isn't in an idol group anymore that was really popular because she died on the stage, and how coping with her extreme fear of lightning, and coping with being a failure in life for someone else. And it's and also they work them really hard sometimes, but it is really good. It's a really good show. I like it. I probably will rewatch the whole thing before I watch the film. Well, I rewatched season 1 a while ago, but I didn't rewatch season 2. I need to do that. You know what's a real shame? They didn't dub the songs in season 2. They dubbed them in season 1, which is really unusual. They even dubbed the opening. It's amazing. But they didn't do the season 2 songs. So that, you know, it's a shame. It's a real shame. We were robbed of Amelie doing basically a solo song in season 2. There was she does this song. Her character would have done the song on the guitar where it goes, "You cannot walk me I don't know most of the words, it's in Japanese, but she plays it on the guitar and she sings, and it's so pretty. And she also does a rock song where she's the main singer, and both of them we'll never get to hear the official versions of because they didn't dub it, and they're not going to because the Blu-ray's already come out. So sad. It kind of bugs you when people say Oshinoko is a social commentary in the ad industry when it's only that for a few episodes. The whole murder mystery plot overshadows any social message. Yeah, I think people like to sometimes say things about shows to make them sound better than they are, when it's really just that they like it and they just want to find a reason that it's so good to convince people to watch it and justify why they like it so much. But I don't think you need to do that. Sometimes it's okay just to like something because you think it's entertaining. You know, it doesn't have to be that deep, and that's okay. Yeah, people do exaggerate, I think, but that's okay. You know, it makes good YouTube content. You watched the entire series of Maid Wars? Sort of relates to Zombieland. I don't know. I've never seen Maid Wars. I wouldn't know. But yeah, it's not really a social commentary. The series was made to promote the Saga Prefecture in Japan. That's what it was made for. And I think it did a good job of that. I believe it did actually provide tourism to that prefecture, because it is a prefecture that struggles with tourism. I think it doesn't get much. They included real locations from that place, and they even included a real fried chicken restaurant, which is cool. Pardon me? You would never hype up a show to convince your friends to like a show more than once per day? Okay, yeah, well, obviously don't. No, I don't think anyone would. Hello, Beta Sigma Omega. Hope you're having a good day today. 10 reasons to watch Vieus. Number 5 will get you hooked. Oh, you should make that video next. I'd love to see it. Maybe I should make that video. Oh, that would be so cringy. But it would be good. Yeah, YouTube and YouTubers, you don't like that much. Some make you feel bad for liking something, and some are so elitist about things they overanalyze. Yeah. I do think they overanalyze a lot of shows. I think they also, a lot of them really hate shows unfairly. It's just, it's weird. You can dislike a show, but you don't have to go on about how terrible it is to that point, because some people really like these shows, and that's okay too. Elitist about watching Vieus. We have no elitism here. Anyone can watch, as long as they're nice. Just don't be mean, and it's all good. Are there any Steingate fans here? I have said, sad news, that the building that the Future Gadget Lab was based on in the show has been demolished. Oh no, that's sad. I don't really know. I haven't seen it for a really long time, so I can't say I know what building you're talking about. I remember the basic plot. That's sad though, when things like that are demolished. You need to start putting more effort into learning Japanese already. Just imagining being able to watch without subtitles. That would be very cool, I will say. I did take Japanese lessons in sixth form actually, but I didn't really go far with them, and I didn't try. I only did it because I wanted to do... So we were forced to do a... I don't even know what it was called. It was some kind of club enrichment, I think they called it. And they had a bunch of different options. And I wanted to do something that I could do at home. And I didn't have to really put much effort into. So I chose Japanese. It was during COVID, okay. Most of our lessons were online. But I didn't want to have to go in. And it worked all right. It was okay. I think I did learn things from it, but I don't remember them. I think I'm quite good at language learning though, which is part of the reason I chose it. I do find language learning easier than the average person. I know that for sure. I always noticed that in school. And so I imagine that learning Japanese would be a little bit easier for me than it is for most people. But I don't know if I want to put the time in. I've got so many other things I want to learn. There's so many skills to develop. I don't know how you can do it all. Maybe one day, if I somehow end up working in Japan or for a Japanese company, which would be insane, then I would start learning Japanese for sure. But that's not going to happen anytime soon. Okay. Isn't Gate a show about a modern military against a fantasy army? Well, that's not the same as Steins Gate. Gate is a different show, and I haven't seen Gate. I've seen Steins Gate though. Steins Gate is a show about parallel universes, basically, and trying to stop people from dying by going into parallel universes and doing things over and over. It's complicated, I think. I don't remember much, but it was interesting. No, a lot of effort choose Japanese. Something seems not right here. You learn languages, you okay? Yeah, that's what it was. Studying linguistics is a great hobby. I have watched a lot of videos about linguistics. That's why language comes up a lot in my streams sometimes when I do just chatting. I mean, we talked about it today, but I don't think I'd want to study it properly. I think I'd rather just learn a language. I really need to. I really do need to. I keep talking about this. You have a personal requirement of being verbal in Japanese before you go visit. I think it would help a lot. It's not a very English-speaking country. Some countries are great for tourists in that sense, but, well, English-speaking tourists, which most tourists tend to be. It's interesting. I believe that people say German tourists or something, they typically will speak English if they go to a country where they don't know the language, because that is generally a language that other people will know, which is interesting to me. It's very different because we don't do that. We just speak our own language, English. Every language is somewhat easy to adapt, and as long as you have a tongue for linguistics, but kanji, the real end game, yeah, that does sound like it'd be a pain to learn. But I think I've always done quite well in spelling, so I think once I get used to looking at Japanese characters, I'd probably be fine. It would be too hard for me. I generally have a decent memory when it comes to memorizing written information. So maybe I could do it. Maybe we should learn Japanese together on stream one day. I don't know, because I was wanting to learn Vietnamese, but I don't know what's more useful at this point. It's difficult. It's very difficult. I've been to Tokyo twice, and you can get around and enjoy yourself with almost no Japanese. Well, that's true, but I think the people who live there would appreciate it very much if you tried. And I think it's important to try a little bit when you go to a country. I say that, but I didn't know any Norwegian when I went to Norway. But the reason I didn't know much Norwegian was because we didn't need it on that holiday, because we went on a cruise and we didn't go anywhere to eat in Norway because we ate on the ship, and we didn't really go into any shop. Well, I went to a couple of shops, but they were shops made for tourists, and we didn't really... Most of what we did didn't involve talking to people, basically. It was just a lot of walking around and looking at things. It wasn't interacting with people, so it wasn't necessary. But I think if you are staying in a country and you're staying in hotels and going to restaurants, then yes, you should learn some. But we didn't do that, so there wasn't that much point, I guess. I don't know. You're a sucker for hype moments like main character or the A character, show up on a farm, or Kenpachi if you're steak involved. Yeah, I love cool moments in shows as well. Absolutely, they're so good. Oh my goodness. Oh, you heard tonal languages are difficult to write songs for? Yeah, because in tonal languages you have to include the tones in the melody, don't you? I've noticed that. It's interesting about Vietnamese songs. Pro tip, do not learn how to say, do you speak English? Instead, learn how to say, do you have an English menu? Yeah, it's a good thing to learn, I'd say. But going to restaurants, for sure. I've never needed to say that, actually, though. As I think, typically, they'll hear you speak English to your family or whoever you're with, your friends maybe, and then or they'll just be able to tell from looking at you, and they'll be like, yeah, let's get out the English menus. Or they'll send over their staff member that speaks English. I've had that happen in certain European countries when I've been on holiday. I don't know. It happens in France, I think. Stuff like that. Anyway. Pro tip, do not learn... Oh no, I've read that one. You know enough words to ask for directions to say thank you and understand numbers so you can understand prices. Yeah, that's good. That's a good level to have, I think. Directions is useful, and understanding numbers is obviously useful. But most languages have the numbers written in the same form as English, I believe. I don't think there are many languages that don't do that. So, that's quite useful. You can always tell how much something costs. The universal language, the economy. Oh god. Korean is supposedly easy to learn. Yeah, apparently it's a lot easier to learn how to write Korean because it's an alphabet. It's not a language like the other languages in that area are, like Chinese and Japanese are. But I still I don't have much of a desire to learn Korean. There's not much about Korea that I'm interested in seeing, honestly. I don't know. I don't have a desire to go there right now. Maybe one day I will if I learn more about it. I don't know. Scandinavia is very English proficient, so it's okay to be a tourist here and not learn the language. Also annoying language to learn. Yeah, that is the other thing I knew about Scandinavia. An awful lot of people in Scandinavia do know English, and they know it quite well. So it's not as necessary at that point, and they will want to speak English to you because it's easier for them, because it's less hassle if they just do it and get it over with. You like eating glue? That's unhealthy, guy in a straw hat, but it's your choice in life. Oh dear. Hello. Grammatically and phonetically. Oh, I think I've missed a bit here. When you visited Norway, it was a weird combination of Dutch, English, and German for you, so understanding wasn't ever a problem. Really? That's fascinating, actually. Huh. I didn't know that. The last Korean thing you watched was K-pop Demon Hunters. It's a good movie. Give Pixar a good brand for its money. Yeah, they made a lot of money from that, I'm sure. Yeah, it's a good film. I liked it. It was... Sony did a good thing there with their film. I enjoyed it. And I like the songs. They're good fun to sing. I think Golden is a good one for testing your high notes. It's not that I can't sing the high. I mean, I absolutely can sing the high notes. It's just more about the quality of the high notes, making them sound pretty. It's something I struggled with in the song cover I released 2 weeks ago. Doom Scroller. Because I can't even remember how it goes anymore. But the higher pitched notes, I was struggling to make them sound nice, and I don't think they sound perfect in the cover. Really, but that was the best I could do for my skill level right now. It's something I've been working on recently. I want to try and make my high notes sound prettier. They're very squeaky, I guess? I don't know how to describe it. It's just not a pleasant sound to my ears. Anyway. Learning Korean would help you with Japanese grammar because despite the languages being unrelated, their grammar is surprisingly similar. Ah, I see. Well, it would in theory, but it would also be quicker to just learn Japanese from the start. As you understand it, France is a bit different in some places at least, where even if English proficiency is good, they refuse to speak English, or so you heard. Yeah, I think it's a bit of the French way, that they don't really like speaking English to you, unfortunately. And I think they like to keep, as a society, it seems like they like to keep to themselves a bit more, and they don't want to talk to you, which is just a cultural difference, I think. It's what it is. How many forms of writing do the Japanese have? They have three. Well, they have 3 different types of characters, I think is the best way to put it. They have kanji, they have katakana, and they have hiragana. I could not remember what that last one was called for a second. I don't know that much about it, to be honest. I've tried learning the alphabet a couple of times, but I keep stopping and then I forget, so... Doom Scroller was so fun, never heard it before. Yeah, it's not a very popular song. It's only got 60,000 views on YouTube, I think, the original, at this point, which is good, really good for the person who made it, because it's the biggest song they've ever made, but I thought it was so relatable, so that's why I covered it. And I had a vision. I had a vision in my head for what I could do with that music video, and I achieved it. To throw a little shade, you also had Brits are not really the tourists you want to be visited by. Also, you had, yeah, I've heard about that. In a lot of tourist hotspots that British people like to go to, there's a certain type of person that likes to go to certain places, and I think it's a different kind of tourist, the kind of tourist that I would ever be associated with. But they're the people who like to go drinking, because I think we have a real problem with people going on holiday to Spain and certain islands owned by Spain, actually, like Ibiza. I think that's owned by Spain, right? And they just get really drunk, and are pretty miserable to be around as the staff members. It's a bit of a problem, and I think it's so terrible. I can't believe people act like that. I would never do that. I don't know anyone who would do that, but they're in their own social bubbles, so that's just the way it is, I suppose. It is a thing, and I think that's so sad. I think part of the problem is it's cheaper for a lot of people to go on holiday abroad than it is to go on holiday in our own country, because of just the cost of living, I guess. We have economic problems here. It's not good. I'm hoping it will improve within my lifetime. I think it will. Because you gotta think it's gonna get to a point where things get so bad that the people just start voting for someone else, right? Right? It's okay. There are all sorts of tourists. There is the loot. What do you mean, lout? Loot? I don't know what that means. On vacation, but goody two shoes at home. Yeah, some people are strange. You wanted to move to the UK, but then Brexit happened. Yeah. I wanted to go... I was interested in doing things like studying abroad or working abroad, and then I couldn't because Brexit happened, and it meant that it would be a real pain. And you'd have to get visas for everything, and I didn't want to do that. And I would have loved to really go explore Europe properly, but now we can only go for 3 months out of the year, or we have to get a visa, which wasn't my choice, by the way. I was too young because I was in secondary school, and everyone we actually did a vote, and we voted to stay as the people who this would have affected the most, young people. And you know what they're considering doing now? They're considering making a scheme for people below 22, I think it is, to be able to have freedom of movement. But what about all of our... I mean, I'm 21. I'm going to be too old for that, probably by the time it gets introduced. What about people my age and above who were too young to vote and got robbed of the opportunity to do this? It's not fair. It's really not fair, and it makes me so angry. Life sucks sometimes, you guys. The problem is people just vote for the two biggest parties, not to get too political, but red and blue in the UK are just the same policies, dressed up differently. Yeah, they are to an extent. It's I'm hoping people will learn, but maybe they never will. Your view, UK politics is stuff is too expensive and that is causing problems. Yes it is. And yes, it is the old people. Minato Arisata, you're right. And they are actually reducing the voting age, I think. I think it's 16 now, which might make a difference. I hope it makes a difference. It'd be nice. But I also think I personally was very susceptible to social media propaganda at 16. I think that was very much the case. And I am worried that a lot of other people will be too. And that's going to cause problems. But I would also say that a lot of adults have the same problem. They're also very susceptible. I mean, that's why you get people voting for insane policies. Is what it is. You're younger than I thought. I don't know what to say to that. I've had that happen to me a lot in my life because I'm so tall. People always think I'm older than I am, and they have my whole life. But it's interesting that still happens even when you can't see me. as a human being and you just see me as the anime character that I am, that's interesting. That I still seem older than I am. I wonder what it is. You thought I was above 25? Really? I wonder if there's something about the things I talk about or the way I act. Okay, well that's just a lie, basically. Now you're just doing it to be silly. I'm not mid-40s. Where do you want to travel, Vieus? I know a few chicks of those who want to be a digital nomad. Well, I couldn't really be a digital nomad because I need really good at you. No, I wouldn't. I'd have a job that can do that. But I just want to. I'd love to go to loads of places. I will. That's why I got to keep building up my YouTube channel. And then one day I'll be able to make travel videos about anywhere I like, and it's going to be great. That is the plan. I can dream, right? That's why I've started to make weekly videos. I think it's going to go. I think we're going to grow a bit. I have aspirations to meet. I one place I want to go in my lifetime is Japan, obviously. I'm an anime girl. It makes sense. You would think that would be the case. But it's very expensive, especially from the UK, just because of the flights. And then I believe they've started a tourist tax in Japan, right? Where everything is 2 times more expensive in some areas, which is even worse. I can't. You're going to have to save up so much money to go on that holiday. Oh, it's going to be expensive. Keep it up, your travel videos are banging. Thank you so much, Stones. I really appreciate that. I am working on them right now. I've got a bunch of videos and photos and things from other holidays I've been on, and trips. So I have quite a lot of videos I have the ability to make. They're just going to take a little bit of time because it's complicated to make them, obviously. It's not just vlog, edit, and vlog it, cut it down and then upload. It's take pictures, take videos, write a script, which is normal, but then I have to do I have to record everything if my motion trackers on and make sure it looks nice and doesn't look weird, and then I have to put it into Blender and possibly motion track the footage in Blender, which is a pain sometimes because it doesn't do it properly sometimes. And then you have to try and get the lighting to look right and try and line up the lip flaps, which is a massive pain because you have to scale it and stuff. It takes a while is what I was trying to say anyway. Hello, Joshua Willingham. Online, a lot of it will be the accent. To most Americans, posh British sounds mature and refined. Does it? I suppose in some ways. I wouldn't say I'm posh, but I am posher than some. That is true. It's not the poshest British accent because I don't say bath, I say but just say paff for bath. I meant to say bath anyway, which is not the same as the American bath actually, but it makes singing American songs not sound so weird, I think, because I'm not going. I need to think of a song with this in it now. I don't know. But it happens sometimes. But anyway, it just means that my pronunciation is more similar, so it doesn't sound so weird to me, and it's easier. It's because actually the reason Americans say is because well, no, they say more like instead of but they don't say it's because the people who went to America were from the area that people who talk like me would have come from. To an extent. That's where it comes from. It comes from us, the people who talk like this. So yeah, we have a lot in common from that sense, and I think some of their other little things in their accents come from people like me. It's interesting. A random question: have you been to some conventions this year? And is the Birmingham VTuber coming soon, or is it past? So VTuber Expo has already happened. I think it was last weekend actually, and I didn't go because it's expensive to go to Birmingham. It's not as easy as going to London for me, as London has a lot more direct trains, and if I were to go to, I wouldn't be able to get to VTuber Expo early enough in the morning, which means that I have to stay overnight, and then it becomes more expensive, and that's what I did last year, and I really enjoyed it, but I don't want to go again unless I'm a guest, and that's gonna be a while. Gotta grow a bit. Need a few more subscribers for that, but we'll get there. And then I'd love to go. I'd love to do that. I could make a video about that. That'd be really cool. I did go to Hyper Japan this year. I really enjoyed that. And I also went to Comic Con, I think. Yes, I did. I only went for, I think I went on the Friday or something because it was cheap. But yeah. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to October Comic Con this year. Don't know. It all stacks up. It's a lot of money. They're nice, but then you also have to spend money there. Otherwise, what was the point of going to a massive shopping centre, essentially? It's complicated. Well, it's hard. It's hard to deal with. I'm writing... Oh, no, I read that one. Is it somebody's birthday next? Well, happy birthday if it is. The world is becoming more interesting. You go, it is becoming interesting. That is true. And I do think it's ever so cool that VTuber Expo was in the UK. It's I used to see Offkai on Twitter, and I used to see loads of people talk about how they went, and it seemed so amazing. And I was so happy when they found out the news that they were going to one to the UK. It was so good. I really enjoyed going. I just wish it wasn't such a pain to get there. It was so expensive. Hello, Mittens. Hope you're having a good day today. Welcome. I am okay, thank you. It's nice to see you again, honestly. Too much merch, too small wallet. That is me at every convention, Neo Chimera. It is true. My wallet is too small. Didn't win at bingo yet? No. I went to bingo, actually, funnily enough. I went with my mum. We went to a pub and they had a bingo night, and I didn't win anything. And you know what's so terrible about it? So they kept doing lines and full house and everything on the bingo sheets. And this one table won almost all of them. Genuinely just one table. It was so unfair. I don't understand what happened. I don't know if it was just insane luck or if they rigged it somehow, but it wasn't fair. You were just sat there being like, what is this? Why am I here? Why did I even pay for this? This is so... Yeah, I didn't win anything. And I did bingo on that cruise holiday I went on as well. And both my mum and my brother won things because loads of people won things on that, and I still didn't win anything on that. My bingo luck is terrible. I don't know why I try. Opco was well, but some streamers who were behind the meet and greet screen. Ooh, that's fun. Yeah. I was saying I was really happy that it did come to the UK, that we have our own one, and I made a video about it, which not many people have seen, but the idea is that video is there if anyone wanted to watch it to know what next year would be like, and I hope some people did. I hope it helped them figure out if they wanted to go or not. I think that's the point of a travel review, which is, I've come to realise that's what my videos are. I never knew what to call them because they're not vlogs. They're definitely not vlogs. They're travel reviews. With some personality injected, it's good. Or they're travel stories and reviews, I suppose, combined. Interesting stuff. Bingo hall tips: don't eat the chips. They don't like that. Yeah, maybe not. Is it true elderly people love bingo? Since the one that your sister works at, they love it so they can win the money? Yeah, absolutely. Elderly people do love bingo. It's a massive thing. It's a big industry for the elderly. I think it's because it's an activity that it's a bit social. They can go out with their friends. It's not technologically advanced like video gaming or something. It's very simple, really, and there's a chance of winning. And it's just a thing that they like to do. I think it's good. It's a travel review, not a vlog. I don't think so. I think a vlog is very much, this is a day in my life and I'm filming as I'm doing things and I'm talking to you as I'm doing the thing. And that's not really what my videos are because they're recorded after the fact. It's a voiceover. It's more like an animated story time, except instead of me drawing the backgrounds and stuff, I'm just using the actual place and I'm putting my animation into it. There are a couple, it's like what, there aren't many people who do it, that's the thing. So it's like, what do I call it? What do I call this genre that I'm very, one of the few people who do? There are others, absolutely, but not many. You want some cameras and lenses mainly? Ah, I see. In Japan, yeah, you go for it. I don't, yeah, because it has good deals in the used electronic stores. Interesting. I wonder if they would have that somewhere. Maybe you'd have to go to an antique shop to get stuff like that. And then it wouldn't be very well organised, would it? Because it would all be just the luck of the draw. Does this one place have it? Because most of what antique shops have is furniture and books. And also things like cutlery or jewellery or little trinkets. That's most of what they sell, isn't it? But sometimes they do have old technology, actually. Sometimes. And they have paintings. It's very cool. There was this one antique shop I went to which had a little clothes section, and that was my favourite one. But there wasn't actually anything I wanted. There was something really pretty though. I don't know. I think it was way too small for me. Unfortunately, I don't know. I'm thinking of clothes sizes as well. I've heard about American clothes sizes, and their numbers are so different to ours. I think their smallest size is a 0. I believe our smallest is a 6. It's very different. I think I would be severely confused if I ever went clothes shopping in America. That would be strange. And it's very different in other countries as well, isn't it? I think I'm basically considered a large or an extra large in most of Asia just because I'm European. And we're just bigger in so many ways. Our skeletons and our chest circumferences and things, and the width of our shoulders, it's just so much larger, and because we're taller. It's interesting. Oh my goodness. I think we should get a standardized systems of clothes though. It would be so good. It'd be so useful. I do find that shoes weirdly are standardized. I don't know how that came about, but shoes are standardized, aren't they, really? I mean, you might be a little bit different, but the numbers are a lot more specific than they are with clothes. It's just like I always know that I'm going to be a certain size. It's interesting. The value difference is very appealing for you in Japan. The antique Game Boy can be a lot cheaper than if you bought here, but the trip is so expensive. Yeah, that's the thing. You might as well just buy it where you are if you're going to have to go on a trip. It's only if you're already going to be going on a trip that it's worth it at that point. I know a lot of people get a second suitcase, which is something I'll probably end up doing because there is so much stuff I'm going to want to buy, and I'm probably going to go to Japan once in my life because of how much it costs, unfortunately. So maybe I'll just go for a month to make the most of that plane ticket. That'd be good. At least, you would have to buy extra clothes if you were to travel with this. At least as a woman, you can wear skirts and stuff. Oh yeah, I would definitely buy clothes in Japan. There are so many shops that I love there. I want to get some stuff at Emily Temple Cute. I think it's my favourite brand. I love their dresses. I've always wanted one, but they're too expensive. And I'd go have a look in the that big shop. I don't remember what it's called, but they sell lots of EGL dresses. It's really nice. I really want to visit that place. I think that everywhere I go would look at me funny. I'm gonna get so many stares. It's gonna be so awkward for me. I don't like it. Japan is one of the places where they use tech until it's legitimately broken. I think the value of items is quite different there. Things such as houses. I wish a housing market works like that. That would be handy. But here, the house prices just continuously go up and up and up and up. Sadness. You're kind of figuring out how you earn money well in Japan as a self-employed person because you'd love to go, but just not without also making money not to go broke. Yeah, and then you'd have to get a visa to even let you do that because you're not allowed to work on a tourist. As a tourist, you can't. That's illegal. And if they find out, you will get in so much trouble. So, complicated stuff. Anyway, I will see you all possibly tomorrow. Or maybe Sunday, and we'll be doing a harp playing stream. And I already know one of the songs I'm going to be playing. It has been 2 hours and my voice is hurting a little bit. I will see you all then. I'm very excited to play the harp for you again, and I will slowly get better, so it's going to be good. They should make a Vieus visa. It's like Visa? Visa. That's what you need to enter my country. Anyway, yes, good night, good morning, or good afternoon, whatever time zone you are in. Thank you for popping by. Honestly, I really appreciate it. And I hope you check out the video that I will be posting soon. And if you haven't seen it yet, go watch my Winnie the Pooh Cafe video. I was very passionate about that place, and I really hope more people watch it. Bye-bye. Oh, my hand is backwards. Okay, that's a wave kind of. There we go. Bye-bye.